always choose God first and always chase after your dreams. Hi, my name is Alan, always Alan. And next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m., I will be starting my first stream. I don't know nothing about streaming, but it's always been my dream. And I have a strong why. And I firmly believe that if you're ever going to do something, your foundation has to be just as strong as your why. And this is my story. Growing up, I always felt left out. I never felt understood, maybe because I wasn't raised by a father. And I just always seen the world in a different light. The way I distracted myself through those hard times was through video games. But not only video games, content creators kept me alive. Content creators such as Dashi, PewDiePie, watching Kai at 2020. Yeah, 2020 when he was just starting off. Watching people chase after their dreams always sparked something in me. Something that I always wanted to do, but I never gave myself the chance. Until 2022. In my mentally ill homeless shelter job that I was working at the time, I finally decided to save up for a laptop and a camera. I always wanted to make people smile, just like those have done before me. But I was always too scared. Always thinking about what other people thought about me. Always thinking about if I'm ready to do something or if I'm not. Overthinking the process. But I finally decided to give it a chance. And literally, not 1 month later, because of my own unorganized self, I lost both my laptop and my Sony camera on 2022. And I was devastated. I thought that was God telling me that this isn't for me. Him telling me that this is not what I should be doing with myself. And that I should be realistic. That I should do what society tells me to do. Because that is what is expected of me. So, for a very long time after that, I pushed aside my dreams. I tried real estate agent. I failed at that. I tried software engineering. And as hard as I worked on that year, God knows how hard I worked that year, Monday to Friday, while still working my weekend job. And all I needed to do was one more assignment, and I could have passed. And I failed that too. Throughout all these years, I felt like God was telling me to give up, that it was never going to happen. I wasn't one of those people. I wasn't the people who made me smile. I wasn't meant for this. So I always pushed that dream aside since that day. And I started to become a sour person. I started hating myself, not going to the gym anymore, just being somebody I'm not. But I'm always grateful, because it's through those experiences that I was able to learn, you know. Sorry. I'm not doing this through script. I'm just going through the top of my head. So I do apologize. Billy also apologizes too. This is Billy, by the way. But I always wrote in my journal. Throughout the years, no matter what happened, I always write in my journal because I never wanted to give up on those dreams. I never did. But last year, 2025, right before when I decided I was going to start making content, somebody I considered my brother, if you know, you know, wrote in my notebook. And he didn't write nice things. Let's just say that. I'm not going to tell you what he wrote, but he wrote some very awful things. The notebook where I wrote my dreams. Now, at the time, I made a video not too long after about the situation, which I since then privated in my YouTube channel because I thought that at the time I was talking through anger and confusion. And I felt like it wasn't right to keep a video like that when I was talking through hatred. And shortly after that video, I had psychosis. That one friend, that one comment that he wrote in my notebook affected me so much because it wasn't the things that he wrote in it. It was the fact that somebody I consider my brother, somebody I love. Mind you, to me, I love my friends. I love my people. I never felt betrayed before. I never felt hurt like that before. But somebody I love made fun of my dreams. And for 2 months straight, I was in a mentally ill hospital and just regretting everything. I felt like giving up. I felt like it was over. I felt like there was no future for me. But one thing stayed constant the whole time: my mother and my girlfriend. My mother, every single day, was praying for my return in those 2 months. Never once has she ever not prayed for me to come back home. And even when I came back home, I was still very much paranoid. Crazy, even. Thinking that people were after me. All because I let a friend make fun of my dream and get to me. But the beautiful thing about it is, shortly after, my mom told me one thing, and one thing only. She told me, "My son, I promise God that if you came out the hospital, that you will go to church and pray." Even with my chaotic mind at all, I knew I couldn't resist that call. Something in me told me to go. So, for the first time in 10 years, I prayed. Seriously prayed. And whatever conversation I had between me and the man that day stays between me and the man, my Lord and Savior. But ever since then, I made a vow to myself to chase after my dreams, no matter how scared I am, no matter how unprepared I am, and to just start, to always chase after it. That's why I chose the name Always Alan, because you are always meant to be yourself. You are always meant to chase after your dreams, and it's okay to be yourself. You're not above anybody, you're not below anybody, but you always deserve to chase after your dreams. And I truly mean that. So, starting next week, I will be starting Always Alan on Twitch, 7 p.m. And every hour, yeah. For the first hour of my stream, if you would like, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it if you can. If you have a dream, every first hour of my stream, I will sit down and I'll listen to you. Because dreams are important, and your dreams matter. It always have, and it will always will, just like my dream is. Because dreams are beautiful. You are beautiful. You always are, you always will be. And to that friend, thank you so much. Because you taught me to always be careful on who I choose my friends. To God, I'm always going to be thankful for recovering me. And I promise you that I will always strive to do good. With Billy on my side. That is my dream. It always has been, and it will always will be. Tuesday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to midnight, I'll be streaming. And I always will be streaming. I'll see you guys then. I love you guys. Peace!